It has been almost a month since President Trump took office, and the administration continues to push ahead with a pretty aggressive agenda. While Democrats are vocally opposing the president at every turn, congressional Republicans have remained relatively silent. That's not sitting well with former Congressman David Jolly, who he himself is a Republican. In an article in today's edition of The Hill titled "Weak Congressional Republicans Are Not Standing Up to Trump as They Should," Jolly says, quote, "Republicans in Congress have proven to be weaker under a Republican president than they ever were under Democrat Barack Obama." And here with me now is former Congressman David Jolly. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Great to be with you.
What made you write this article?
The silence is deafening coming from congressional Republicans, right? But on substantive matters. I mean, we all can have our opinions about some of the president's erratic tweets and other unsteady hand moments, I suppose you could call them.
Sure.
But consider substantively some of the proposals from this president. A new 20% tax on Mexican imports that frankly hits every family here in the United States. The pivot to say we're going to use deficit spending to build a wall, similar to shovel-ready projects under the stimulus program, to a tax on an independent judiciary. The president is actually confronting and challenging conservative philosophies of the Republican Party that have been doctrine for decades, and yet Republicans are sitting idly by and letting him continue to proffer these.
Why do you think they're doing that, and what do you think Republicans need to be saying to the president?
So this is the important thing, right? Clearly, some agree with him. Obviously, some agree with him. Others, I think, are terrified that the president can destroy their career with a single tweet.
Yeah.
That's true, right? There are also a group that are negotiating, I think, with themselves about whether or not they believe he's up to the task. Look, he's had some serious missteps this first month. He has surrounded himself with White House advisors that are very green, if you will, and we've seen those missteps, and I think congressional Republicans are actually concerned. And then a fourth group are those who just say, you know, if I stay quiet, I can actually push through Republican proposals that I want to see, tax reform, deregulation. And I think Paul Ryan falls into that group. He realizes we have a Republican president, we can pass a Republican agenda, but boy, you got to fall in line.
Or stay under the radar,
Or
at
stay
least.
under the radar, duck and cover. You can't challenge this president.
Do you think, though, you know, when Donald Trump got elected, he came in and he started touting change and that he was going to shake things up and drain the swamp and all that talk. Do you think that's part of what he's doing, and maybe Republicans are seeing, you know, how that goes before they speak up?
Well, look, people did want change. People wanted to drain the swamp. But consider what he's done on the world stage. Citing one Israel policy and then another. This flirtation with Putin, what you're dealing with Flynn right now with the NSA. There are issues where he has failed the presidential test, if you will. I'm not suggesting Republicans speak up to try to destroy the president. I'm saying...
Well, because that's a tricky balance,
It is a tricky, right? We want the president to succeed. We should all want the president to succeed. Mitch McConnell was wrong when he said President Obama should be a one-term president, and that be the sole focus of the Republican Party. So we do need to find a way to push through an agenda that the American people asked for in the election. But we also have to confront some of the unsteadiness of this president, do so in a respectful way. My concern is this. Bush 43 came to office with some inexperience, and he was challenged for having lost the popular vote. It's all fun and games when it's politics. But, you know, 9 months into Bush 43's administration, he became a war president.
Yeah.
I don't know that the fabric of the nation today is strong enough should President Trump have to shift into becoming a war president.
Yeah.
It is on the president to lead us towards unity, but it's also on each one of us to say we're going to speak up where we see things that are wrong, but do so in a way that make our nation better.
Right. I mean, everyone keeps having the conversation, but how do you move the conversation forward, I think, is what you're talking about. So do you think the responsibility falls on someone like Speaker Ryan, who you just talked about, or Mitch McConnell, or are there other people that need to kind of come up and play into this?
Listen, during the Obama administration, Republicans in Congress, myself included, would pound the table and say, we have the Article I authority, we're a co-equal branch. Well, they still are today, even under a Republican president, so speak up. But Trump has to also help us out a little bit, help the Congress out. Stop complaining. Stop attacking judges. Stop attacking the judiciary. Stop attacking fake news. You asked for this job, so do your job. Stop complaining. Early in my career as a Republican member who embraced marriage equality, I was getting beaten up pretty bad by my party. I went down to the House floor and a more senior member said, just remember, kid, you asked for this job. Well, President Trump, you asked for this job. Stop complaining and do your job, because we want the president to be successful.
All right. Former Congressman David Jolly, thank you so much. Great
You got it.
perspective today. Thank you.
Great to be with you. Thank you.